Good morning, boys and girls. Boys and girls, are you ready to learn? Yes, I'm ready to learn. Tell me your three special things. I am kind, I am smart, I am important. Today, I'm here with Mrs. R. This is Malia's elephant. She named it Mrs. R. And it's kind of like an elephant theme today going on, because I have a story I want to read to you, and it's about something really, really important. It's about using good manners. Okay, what does that mean? Being polite, being kind, and even though we're stuck at home, we can practice using good manners with our families. How do you treat your mom, your dad? How do you treat your brother or your sister? And when you're out and about, how are you when you're around strangers or even your friends? We use manners to be kind and courteous to others. Today, I'm going to read you a story by an author named Richard Scarry. And Mrs. R, you have to move over for a second. And Richard Scarry wrote lots of children's stories. I used to read these stories when I was a little girl. And one of the stories I came across was a story called Polite Elephant. Now, I'm going to read this quick little story to you, and then at the end, I have a surprise for my boys and girls out there in my class. And you'll know what it is when I start singing it because you love it, and you can join in, okay? So let's get started. Malia's going to film the pictures for me, okay? Can you see that, Malia?
Yeah.
All right, this story is called Polite Elephant. Everyone likes the polite elephant. He knows the right things to say and do. When the polite elephant waits for the bus, he takes his place in line. He never pushes or shoves. And we don't push and shove in school either, do we, boys and girls? Sometimes the bus is crowded. The polite elephant always offers his seat to a lady. And there's the lady. And there's the polite elephant. Sometimes the polite elephant goes visiting when someone comes to the door. He tips his hat and says, "Hello, Mrs. Smith. How are you?" The polite elephant is a good guest. He knows that some rooms are for sitting and others are for playing. When it's time for the polite elephant to go home, he remembers to thank his friends. "Thank you," he says. "I've had a nice time." The polite elephant is polite at home, too. He always washes his hands and face before sitting at the table. And this is very important right now. Remember to wash your hands, boys and girls. He sits straight in his chair. When he wants something, he says, "Please." When he gets it, he says, "Thank you." Sometimes the polite elephant's friends come to his house. He greets them at the door. "Hello," he says. "Please come in." He introduces them to his mother. "Mommy, this is Jimmy." The polite elephant is a good playmate. He shares his toys with his friends, and he is very careful when he plays with someone else's toys. When his friends leave, the polite elephant goes to the door with them. "Thank you for coming," he says. If you should ever meet the polite elephant, he'll be just as polite to you. He'll tip his hat and say, "How do you do?" Remember to be polite to one another, boys and girls. Now, I have a silly song I'm going to sing, okay? If you're in my class, you might find your name on these cards. If you don't see your name, you can send me a message and I will do a shout out in another video with your name, okay? So here we go. Join in, boys and girls in kindergarten. Willaby, wallaby, wavanya. An elephant sat on Divanya. And Willaby, wallaby, Wemerson. An elephant sat on Emerson. Willaby, wallaby, Wandin. An elephant sat on Landon. And Willoughby, Wallaby, Wellany. An elephant sat on Melanie. Willoughby, Wallaby, Wya. An elephant sat on Maya. And Willoughby, Wallaby, Wason. An elephant sat on Mason. Willoughby, Wallaby, Wacy. An elephant sat on Gracie. And Willoughby, Wallaby, Waria. An elephant sat on Aria. Willoughby, Wallaby, Whamden. An elephant sat on Camden. And Willoughby, Wallaby, Woa. An elephant sat on Noah. Willoughby, Wallaby, Waxen. An elephant sat on Jackson. And Willoughby, Wallaby, Waddison. An elephant sat on Addison. Willoughby, Wallaby, Wella. An elephant sat on Bella. And Willoughby, Wallaby, Wyler. An elephant sat on Skylar. Willoughby, Wallaby, Wanocelia. An elephant sat on Onocelia. And Willoughby, Wallaby, Warder. An elephant sat on Carter. Willoughby, Wallaby, Wallix. An elephant sat on Alex. And Willoughby, Wallaby, Wookus. An elephant sat on Lucas. Willoughby, Wallaby, Weirick. An elephant sat on Lyric. And Willoughby, Wallaby, Werid. An elephant sat on Jared. Willoughby, Wallaby, Wantley. An elephant sat on Brantley. And Willoughby, Wallaby, Walia. An elephant sat on Talia. Willoughby, Wallaby, Wesley Webbins. An elephant sat on Wesley Evans. And Willoughby, Wallaby, Wasman. An elephant sat on Jasmine. Willoughby, Wallaby, Woo. An elephant sat on you. And Willoughby, Wallaby, wee. An elephant sat on me. Have a wonderful day, boys and girls. Mrs. Lane loves you. Bye.